This dream that I see. In the night, I see his voices, integrity, I'm here to love me, treat me like priority. Should I be rewind? Should I be anything now? Why would I? Bring back to my way. I don't know what you're about. We don't pay your mouth to say. Tell me what you say. I like to get me. Don't play no games. Tell me your truth. I need to see. What I'm waiting for. This dream that you see. I feel like in the night, I feel what is it? Integrity, and treat me like priority. Stimulate my mind before you touch my body. No, I can't lie. Not know for sure, but the things I want to be my and friend too deep. But time real love. Here's what it says. Integrity. Last me, treats me like real love, she says. A man that makes her his priority, one that knows how to love the her in and out, flaws and all, you know, an unconditional love. But what does it actually really look like in action? That's the thing I'd like to know, you know. When someone's loving you unconditionally, like, you know, and you're acting up a kind of way or things are going a certain way and there's an unconditional love, what does it actually look like? 876-228-6513. I'm interested to know what it looks like for you. What would it feel like or be like if you knew somebody was loving you unconditionally? What would the words be that they say to you? What would be the action that they would show you if they were really loving you like a king or a queen for that matter. If you just joined, welcome. Welcome to the Elevation Show. My name is Tricia O'Neill, the Elevator. Here with you until 5 p.m. Eastern Time at 10 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time.
I couldn't see beyond the clouds, the negative parts in my head were so loud. I didn't think I was the problem. I went feeling the need to hide. Then one day it hit me that I was wanting to be. Don't worry, make you feel like you're defeated. And if you're you're strong.
Pull up, selective rewind. Tricia the elevator one more time. Big bad tune I play. Yeah, my father, bring the band says so.
Big up yourself, Raven, every single time. Yeah, my angel. I have to pull it up one more time. It sounds of Joby J and Queen. Should be joining us shortly.
I couldn't see beyond the clouds, the negative parts in my head were so loud. I didn't think I was the problem. I went feeling the need to hide. Then one day it hit me that I was wanting to be. Don't worry, make you feel like you're defeated. And if you're you're strong. Remember saying we remember. I know it takes a long time. Feeling like it's a constant fight. You don't like what you see, but people say, my girl, I'm not yours, become your best thing. You have to say what you want. And know what you say. And now
Man, who's calling? Hi, Denelia, how you doing? Yes, I sent, did I not send it in the email? Is it not in the email? Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm just saying, yeah, they're joining us. Hold on. I swear I sent it because all right. I'm going to send it to you right now. Is this your number? Can I send it to you on WhatsApp? All right, I'll do it for you now. All right, thanks, Anelia. Shame, I hadn't even sent them the link.
Check 1, 2. You don't know the style of G and I'm representing for Tricia O'Neill. Hey, on the piano, I want to feel.
Yo, and everybody went last video. and your friend. Just know that some people true colors not show same time. When it comes to people, you have to be careful. Trust me. And then everybody needs you, and some of them just want to stay with it. So you work with them and understand you say, I'm a look at just try that hard. Someone be happy while someone pretend while them I watch your party. Now you care. To them and you along and you're free. Raise their head up to the sky and say, but then the love comes and then the light
It sounds like Joby J right there in Deception. Careful who you're talking to, careful who you show your business to and share your business with. So you can't trust people, you know? But can you trust yourself? That's the thing for me. Can you trust yourself? Because if you can trust yourself, then really you should be attracting people around you that you can trust as well, right? So they say. Right, okay. So we are fully strapped in, seatbelt on, and have our special guest, the wonderful Joby J. As I said, will be joining us here on the Elevation Show, live and direct. She's broadcasting live from Jamaica and looking absolutely beautiful. Greetings, Empress. How you doing? You're good?
Thank you. Thank you. I am good.
Good, 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 good. It's good to have you here. Okay, we're just going to make sure the settings are right. And then we're going to officially introduce you. So hold on there.
No problem.
All right. You're hearing me good and proper, yeah?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. You hearing me?
Yeah, nice.
Vibes.
All right, people, we have a wonderful, soulful and eccentric female artist hailing from Jamaica, as I said, with a unique sound and vocal texture. She is one of the newest females right now on the scene, but let me tell you, she is no stranger to the stage. She is no stranger to the microphone, and she's definitely no stranger to the vibes that we call reggae music. Now, she goes by the name of Joby J, and I want you to give her a warm Elevation Show. Welcome. Joby J, how you doing? Like I said, once again, how you being today, sweetheart? How you going?
Good, I'm good. I'm good.
Good. So you're known for this beautiful track that's played in the background, which features on the Elevation Show quite a lot, okay? Because I'm always
Okay.
telling people, say, you know, don't think because I look young, I'm a big girl out here, right?
Right.
You understand? All right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
your tune actually is a good feature, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to have you on the Elevation Show, because not only is your tune amazing, but your lyrics and everything in all of your tracks, you're sending out a message mainly
Yeah.
on love. And that's what
Yeah.
the Elevation Show is all about, right? It's all
Okay.
about elevating and staying on that high vibration. So tell
Yeah.
us, Jay, where did it all start? Was you born with the microphone in your hand? How did it go?
I was not born with the microphone in my hand, but as far as I can remember, as young as being in basic school, I just always remembered loving to sing. It's just always been a part of me. I always loved singing, always loved music. In basic school, when I was graduating, I was leading the graduation song along with my best friend at the time, singing in primary school, singing in high school, entering like JCDC competitions and all of that. So I've just always loved to sing, singing in church. There was a little section in my yard when I was growing up that I used to call my little stage, and I would sing to the grass, you know.
How old was you at that time when you were doing that? How old was you?
I was probably like from basic school age going to primary school. So I was about from like 6 going on 7, 8, 9.
Wow.
That's where I can remember my earliest times of just loving to sing, always wanting to sing, always wanting to have a mic. And I mean, my parents sing, not professionally, but my mommy has a good voice. My father has a good voice. So I guess, some of that genes, you know,
Yeah.
rubbed off me in that whole baby making process. So yeah, I just always loved it.
Mhm. And that's the thing, when you have a love for music, you know you're a chosen one, definitely one that's chosen to bring the vibe, with
Yeah.
the tune. How would you say that when you came into that time now when you're 6, 7 and you're singing and all that, how did your mother and your father receive it? What were their actions towards seeing you bouncing around there and creating your own stages? How did they support you, or what sort of thing did they do?
My parents have always been very supportive of me. I think they know the child that they have. So I don't think it was ever very shocking for them. They were always very supportive. They knew from a very early age that I was a very expressive, artsy, eccentric kind of child. So they were always very supportive. Yeah, I remember even I started doing like piano lessons when I was younger and everything. I was in dance lessons and stuff like that. I think my parents just saw that I was that kind of child, and they were just like, okay, we're gonna support her and allow her to flex those muscles. So they've always been very supportive, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah.
Fantastic. And I love to hear that you say your mother and your father. So you grew with both parents in the home, both.
Yes, I grew up in a nuclear family. Thank God. Mommy present, daddy present. Yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
How would you say that having a father in the home affects a young girl growing into a woman? How important do you think it is for the father to be there? And what kind of effects do you think it has on a young girl and growing her into a woman? Does that make sense? You know,
Yeah, I think it's very, very important, and I do consider it a privilege. When I was in high school was when I really became aware of the privilege that I had, when I could hear my other peers and my other friends talking about how, they have no relationship with their father, they don't know what their father is doing, their father doesn't know what's going on in their life, and just how they would express that, and I would see how it would hurt them and stuff like that. And that's when I really became aware that, wow, it's really a privilege for me to have my dad, make lunch for me in the mornings to send me to school, have my father, to see him when I go home, supporting me. I can ask him things, we can joke around, he can send me to get some stuff for him, in the town, stuff like that. So it's been very important. I think it definitely helped to shape my idea of men, and even the idea that I have in terms of the type of men that I will want, the type of man that I will want in my life. So it's very important. I'm very grateful. I think my father set a pretty good example, of what it is to be a man, what it is to stand by your word, what it is to protect and love on the women around you. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful.
fantastic. I love that. I absolutely love that. And you've made some beautiful songs around love, which says that you've had an experience of love. You know
Yeah.
what love is.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to ask you, what is love for you? What's your definition of love?
I don't know. I think the first word that's coming to my mind is consideration. I've heard people talk about, like one of the highest forms of love is consideration. I think love is consideration. I think love is patience and understanding. I think love is forgiveness. Love is transparency, and I think love is healing. I think those are the words that I think of when I should express what the definition of love would be for me. Yeah.
I love that. And where did you first experience love? I know you say your mother and your father, but where did you actually really first know that this is love? What I'm feeling or this is actually love. Can you remember when that happened?
Do you mean like in a general sense or like
Yeah.
romantically?
General sense, first and foremost.
That's a very good question. It's a very good question. Um, okay, all right. I'm having a memory right now. I remember I remember there was this random time. I think I was in high school. I just started high school, and I don't remember if it was a dream or like a vision or some feeling that I had. And I just had a feeling of losing one of my best friends from primary school. And I became so emotional, and I think I even started to cry. And my mom was just like, Joby, what is wrong with you? And I was telling her that, Mommy, like just the thought of me losing this person, it made me so emotional and scared. And I think that was probably one of the first times when I was just like, wow, I really love this person, for the fact that just the thought of them, something happening to them would affect me so deeply. So that is coming to my brain. That's probably one of the first times when I really understood what love is. When you really, you deeply care for somebody, you want to know that they're doing well,
Yeah.
you want to know that they're okay, you want to know that they're safe.
Right.
So that memory is coming to my brain right now.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. Now, your songs, one of them that we're going to play right now is called Prove It. And in that song, right, you talk
Yes.
about if you love me, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Yeah,
right?
you gotta prove it.
You see how his shoulders even shake. Two of us shake our shoulders at the same time and say, oh, come on now. Shake
Yeah.
that. If you're saying LOVE, prove it to me. And
Let
this
your action show, let your action show.
absolutely. So you've given me a story. We're going to go back to the song in a second. You've given me a story about how you felt, the feeling of love, right? But in the song you're talking about prove it. So that's an action.
Yes.
When did you realize that love was not only a feeling but an action? And how did you know that an action from somebody was true love?
Yeah.
Make sense?
I think that probably happened for me in like college, when I was having, my little different situationships and relationships here and there. And I really learned that you cannot just say that you love somebody. It's not just about saying it, it's also about proving to that person in your actions, in how you treat them, in how you consider, their feelings, in how you show up for them, in how you even hold them accountable, how you make sure that they are good, make sure that they're safe. So it's definitely, love is definitely an action more than anything else. Yes, it's also a beautiful feeling, but it's definitely an action word. It's something that you have to choose every day to express to whoever you say you love,
Really love that. And with that, here's Prove It with Joby J. So the males and the females,
Yeah.
don't just say it.
Right.
Get the price of the dollar. You want me, but you want to work out. Good things don't come easy. You want to put in the effort easy. I need consistency. Things like transparency. I need something that's truly that you show me in person. Moving, I'm nobody gonna lose me. Do not waste time. Please make up your mind. You gotta move. This today for no reason. But now it's like you back. Something hard like a blessing. Romance me, find me and die me. If you refuse, baby, you will not find me. This is high quality. I make no prosperity. Don't get your ass reach the fire, I don't need the
Love it, love it.
prove it. If it's from the who will not waste your time? Please let go of your mind. You better prove it. It's tonight, God, you need it. My time is forgiven. So I can't find it like a blessing. Prove it like you wanted the A plus 10 out of 10. Give me all you got. Prove it, clean over worth it. Prove it like you wanted the A plus 10 out of 10. Give me all you got. Prove it, clean over.
Prove it like an A plus on 10 out of 10 or So there you have it. If you've just joined the show, welcome. We have the wonderful Joby J joining us, looking absolutely amazing on stream. If you've got the Zoom link, then join us in the Zoom. Otherwise, if you're on KBIT Play, I want to send a big shout out to you. She's here with us. We're talking about all things love because Joby J is all about love and Tricia is all about love. So we got a love vibe going on here today. I hope you don't mind. And if you're feeling the vibe and you want to partake in the show, remember you can WhatsApp or text, even just send a voice note to 876-228-6513. That's 876-228-6513. The UK line is down at the moment, so anyone's got the UK line trying to get through, take this one. This is the one that's active right now. That line is in the repair shop. It's had too much messages and it's kind of gone to rest for a little bit. So as we continue on with the show, that was Prove It right there with Joby J. And she's saying, you know what, if you're saying that you love me and you want to be a part of my life, then I need you to be showing me consistently.
Yes. Consistently.
Right.
Yeah.
Consistent, important, Joby J. To be consistent.
You know, when I was putting together the project, you know, and I got that instrumental and I really loved it because I was like, okay, this is really electric and funky. And, you know, when I was listening to it, I just started saying, prove it, prove it. And I was just like, okay, where is this song going? You know, and when I finished the song, I was just like, okay, I'm really talking my shit. Like, I'm really saying some stuff in this song. And I was just like, for me, I think Prove It is like a self-love anthem. It's saying to whoever, you know, whoever is going to come into your life, that they need to prove it. They need to be consistent. They need to be transparent. You know, they need to know that you are high quality. You know what I'm saying? Consistency is so important to me because to me, it shows intention. You know, I feel like if you are intentional about something, if you're intentional about showing somebody that you love them, you will be consistent. You won't want to, oh, today we're here and then tomorrow we're all the way down. Yes, so like, no, like show me consistent effort, you know, and that will prove to me that you are serious and I will reciprocate that energy if you give it to me, you know. So I think consistency is very, very, very important, you know.
I want to hone in a little bit on that when you say, if you show that to me, you know, if you're consistent that to me, then I will give it to you.
Yes.
And you know, I'm one for balance. I like to strike a balance. And I feel that for me, I feel that love, we are love. Do you know?
Yes.
It's our love and love just is. So therefore, you know, as being that to each other when you come together as a couple, that we are just love, that we're both giving love at the same time. For me, that would be more consistent. That would be more of a balance. For me personally, I don't know how you feel about that. You know, as you said, you give it to me, then I'll love you naturally.
Yeah.
Is it because you're loving me while I'm loving you, or is it because I just love you anyway, regardless?
Yeah, so it doesn't mean that I'm going to withhold everything that I have, and then when you start to show it, I'm going to show it. That's not what I mean. I mean, if we come into this union or we come into whatever this is, we're getting to know each other, we're saying, okay, we're in a relationship, whatever. I'm going to already be showing you interest, just like you are showing me interest. But for me, reciprocity is very important. And over the years of learning myself and going through different relationships, I've had to realize that I am a big giver, and that's great. But I've also had to learn how to gauge and how to see when the person is also giving me back that same energy, because I get very excited. I'm just like, oh my God, I like you so much. And, you know, and I want to do all of these things and I want to do these big gestures and I want to do all of these, I want to initiate and everything. But that can be so blinding to the point where I don't realize that the person is not giving me back the same energy. So I've had to learn how to really sometimes hold back and pace myself and give that person the opportunity to also show me that they like me and they are interested. And then once you give me that energy, I'll give it right back to you. So it's not a situation where, oh, I'm just going to be here and wait for you to do everything. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I've just had to, over the years, I've had to learn how to pace myself and gauge, you know, how much to give and see and wait for the person to prove it until I can be like, okay, cool, let's do it. So I hope I make sense.
You're wearing red, and I love your vibe on love.
Well, it's orange.
It looks red. It's a nice,
Yeah, it probably looks a little red. Yeah.
like a blood orange kind of thing, color, right? Are you an
Yeah.
Aries by any chance?
Am I what?
Aries.
Yes, I am an Aries.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Aries to Aries. I'm feeling your vibe.
Okay. Yes.
We've celebrated our birth, our Earth Strong very recently.
Yeah.
So and this is why we're probably both so big on love, because we know what we have to bring to the table.
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling yourself completely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We are so big and so grand, and we'll give you the world if we can.
Yeah.
You know? I love how you said though that you gave you a note to yourself.
Yes.
Sometimes I need to give my love a budget. It's not that I'm not giving it. I'm giving my love a budget that comes to this type of thing here, I'm going to spend it like this.
Yeah.
And you understand me? And that's what I'm hearing from you, that it's a note to self that
Yeah.
okay, we know we love big, we know we love real, we know we're loyal, we know all these kind of things, but sometimes we can be a bit overbearing maybe for some.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. A bit overbearing for some like, oh my God, start all this, like, you know, they're in the lights. And we just have to, I hear you say, a note to self that let me just take my time here.
Yeah.
Let me just allow this brother to show me his love.
Yes.
Because I know I'm gonna match it anyway.
Exactly. I'm gonna match it anyway. So
I'm matching that. Do you understand? There's no hate around it. No. And I love it. And the fact that you've done that, I can see why one of your artists, one of the songs that is very important to you, means a lot to you, is by Janai, Note to Self.
Yes.
I see how you've taken that and you've started to learn now and grow by giving yourself a note every now and again. And I do the same. And on that, I'm going to go to Janai, Note to Self. This is a song that Joby J feels really inspired by. And we're going to get a back story on that when we come back.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Words may not say exactly how I'm feeling. But first I'm burning, got the love I'm receiving. Gonna be okay. Myself what I'm feeling. It's the movie I said, yeah, I'm seeing. Even with the TV that's up, showing me that vanishing my stomach's up, that thing spreading fast as it comes, and then if I don't see it, then in the wrong direction, still I can feel it on my teeth working. There don't take my needs, but not the way to searching, and I find out. That love seems fine, try to keep my mind. Okay. It's okay. I'm going to be okay. What's the money? I'm going to be okay. Just as I come on, just do everything. But if I need to get through this, like the grass is dying, like the stream runs again. There's reason to celebrate.
The sounds of Janine featuring Chronics. It's called Note to Self.
Yeah.
And it's one of Joby J's favorite tunes. And I'd like to know why.
Why? Oh my God. Wow. So that song, that song literally carried me through the pandemic. And it was that she released that album at such an important time because I really needed that song. Like, I don't know if I could have gone through the craziness and the uncertainties of what 2020 brought for the world, and for our mental health without Note to Self. Note to Self is what I would listen to over and over and over again because, that was a time when a lot of us were just like, what is happening? So much change all at once, so much uncertainty, so much fear, and I was just at a place where, wow, I was just like very overwhelmed. I found myself being very overwhelmed, very triggered, very anxious. And Note to Self was that song that reminded me that I am in control of my thoughts, my feelings, how I choose to process information, how I choose to even take in information, and what I will choose to do with that information. So for me, Note to Self is really a song that is reminding you about positive self-talk and the things that you tell yourself, and affirmations. Affirmation is so important. So I would listen to that song in the mornings over and over again. I would listen to it in the evenings, and it really became that song that carried me through the pandemic. When I would be anxious, when I would feel like I don't know what's gonna happen next, I just have to remind myself that, Joby, you are going to be okay. No matter what happens, you are going to be okay. So yeah, that is why I love that song. And I'm so happy that I got to see her perform it at Lost in Time the other day. It was beautiful. But yeah, man, very powerful song. I think, it's very important for us to remember positive affirmations and be very, very intentional about what we tell ourselves.
Absolutely. And that here on the Elevation Show, we always have a theme, and this with the theme at the moment is becoming. And we have to go through stages in our lives and a journey in our lives. And I'm interested in your story as well, because I can see the journey. Sometimes we see artists that come on online and stuff like that, and you just see them just throwing out tunes, and there isn't really a backstory. But
yeah, yeah.
right, and but what I like about you and some of the other younger sisters that I've met in Jamaica, and I see you performing, you give a backstory, even if it's a live or something, you're sharing your life with us as well as in the song. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're getting to see that this is real. These people actually really do have up and down days or rest days
Yeah.
and so on
Yeah.
and so forth. And the fact that you can say that through the lockdown, there was uncertainty, a lot of uncertainty. There
So
was
much.
not sure of who we are anymore sometimes, rethinking things. And, to say that this made you feel like you were going to be okay, just being able to affirm yourself that you were going to be okay with this tune is really quite powerful.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that you're able to do that. Where did the name Joby J come from?
Joby J. Okay, so Joby is my nickname, so people have always been calling me Joby from ever since I can remember. My actual name is Jobene. So my full first name is Jobene. But my parents have been calling me Joby, my friends, church, school, people have just been calling me Joby. So when I was in high school, I made another Facebook page and I didn't want to name it my full name. I wanted to make it something else. So I said, okay, Joby. And then I was just like, oh, but it can't just name Joby because back in the days on Facebook, you had to put a first name and a last name. You had to put two names, right? So I was just like, Joby J. And I just put Joby J. And then one of my friends from high school, she just started calling me Joby J, Joby J, Joby J. And I just thought it was cute. So when I started music, I was just like, okay, I cannot use Joby because people already associate Joby with photography. So I have to add some kind of differentiation. So I was just like, okay, Joby J. And then I was just like, I think that's simple. It's sketchy, too complicated, and then I just decided to go with Joby J. And I love it.
Love, love,
Okay,
love,
Joby is just my nickname.
love.
Yeah.
And what's it been like becoming Joby J? What's the journey been like for you?
Oh my God. It has been so interesting. It has been very interesting, just watch myself. And I'm a very introspective person. I always like to go back and look at where I am now. And hence why Sankofa is one of my favorite African symbols because of what it means. I'm very reflective. So it's always very interesting for me to look at the Joby that I was when I just started music and the Joby that I am now. You know, I think I've definitely grown a lot more confident in, you know, what I have to offer, what I have to bring. I've definitely grown in terms of just like my performance style. I've grown in terms of articulating myself and talking about my songs and my art. I've grown to be more confident, even like in studio sessions, to say what I want and to speak my ideas. You know, I remember when that is something that I was struggling with, and my manager used to be like, Joby, you know, if you have an idea, if you have a thought, it's your music, you should, you know, feel confident enough to say it, even if you feel like, you know, you're probably not a music student or whatever. So I've definitely seen myself grow. I've definitely gone through some down times. I've had moments where I'm just like, oh, this is really hard, you know. I'm grateful that I haven't had that opportunity where I'm just like, boy, I'm not about to do this. Hopefully I don't have one of those experiences, but I've definitely had some down times. I've had some discouraging times. I've had some shocking times,
Tell us about the
you
down.
know.
Tell us about the discouraging time. Tell us how,
Yeah,
you know, you became discouraged down, but became, you know, what was the strategy?
right. So, you know, the thing with music and as an upcoming artist, you know, with a basically independent, you know, I have a very small team. I don't have any big label, you know, who is helping to push me. So I've definitely had times where I've just felt discouraged in terms of trying to push a song or just not getting the feedback that I would have wanted or not getting a certain opportunity, you know, trying to get onto a show, but you know, not getting onto a show, you know, working with different people in the industry who make promises to do things and then go back on their word, you know, having experiences where you have to be dealing with people who are disingenuous, you know, you have to be dealing with people who are just not, not, what's the word? They're just not genuine. They're
Yeah,
just not genuine, you
listen,
know. And I've even had times where I've been disappointed in myself because maybe I never like how I dealt with a situation, or I look back and I was just like, wow, why didn't I make the best of this opportunity? Why did I allow myself to be so shy or, you know, stuff like that? So those are some of the things that come with, you know, being in music. But I've definitely always tried to take the time to process and see how I can be better, how I can move forward with more awareness and just keep going because I really love music and I'm definitely in it for real, like not for play, not for hype, not for how it looks, not for the pedestal, not for the flashiness. I'm really doing music because I believe that it's powerful and I can add to that power, you know. So yeah, there's definitely been some times, even recently I had like an experience where I was just like, it made me so sad because I was just like, why am I being treated like this? Like, this is crazy. You know, why am I being treated like, you know, but at the end of the day, I just have to center myself, center myself when I have these moments and focus on the bigger picture and show up regardless and just do what I have to do, you know?
this is it. This is
Yeah.
exactly what we have to do in this industry. And I love that you articulated that so well. I'm going to go to one of your other tunes, Mood. And you know that
Yes.
obviously, you know, has the backstory. Tell us a little bit when how Mood came about.
Yeah. Wow. So Mood is a long time coming song. And when I say long time coming, I mean I started writing that song like way before I even made the decision to do music, you know. So I've always been a songwriter, even though I wasn't practicing it heavily, but I would always just like take out my phone and record like a random melody or like a random little verse or a random little chorus. And I think I remember walking at school when I was going to Edna. I just remember just walking at school randomly one day and I just started saying, forever grateful is my mood. And I recorded it on my phone and I just had that for years, not doing anything with it. And then when I started to do music, I remembered the song and I started singing it again and I decided to build on it. So I wrote a verse, wrote a second verse, and yeah, it just happened naturally. So it was kind of in the works from even before I decided that I wanted to do music, but we
Yeah.
released it in the pandemic. Yeah, I think we released it in like October of 2020. Yeah, something like October, November, one of those months. And I think it was such a fitting time for it as well, you know, just a song to remind me that gratefulness and gratitude is something that you should practice all the time, no matter what is happening. You can't only be grateful when everything is going your way and no, you have to be grateful, be able to stop and still find beauty and still find something to be happy for, even when things are not going your way. Because even when things are not going our way, sometimes we don't even know what God is protecting us from. We don't know what God has planned. So I think gratefulness is something that is very important. So forever grateful is my mood, and it is what carries me. It is what keeps me sane. When everything I tumble down, I feel like I don't know what I want. So all right, what can I be thankful for right now in this moment? I am alive, I have breath, I have people who love me, I have a talent, I have somewhere, a roof over my head. There's always something to be grateful for, no matter what's happening. So that's really what mood is about. Mood is is a lifestyle. It's a continuous, consistent choice, you
Yeah.
know?
Lovely.
Yeah.
And with that said, here's mood.
Soul is mine. Forever faithful, forever humble. I look to God who is the truth, my direction and inspiration. To be happy, you must be grateful. So you can feel true joy. You gotta stay away, keep your eyes and your mind open. So you can stay aware. If you're blinded by the hurt, if you're blinded by the pain, if you're blinded by the stress, you won't see that the simple things we take for granted are the things we should be giving thanks for. Forever is mine, forever thankful, forever humble. I look to God who is the truth, my direction, inspiration. In this life, so you think things won't go as planned, but it's how we choose to move forward. Shapes like destiny. We must learn to adapt. We can't take this still. We can't change them. We have to open our eyes and be forever thankful, forever. I look to God who is my truth, my direction and inspiration. Forever. I look to God who is my truth, my direction and inspiration. Forever.
Absolutely loving that one there. It's entitled Mood, and it's coming from our special guest, Joby J. She's with us live in the studio. Absolutely. She's such an awesome, awesome artist. In fact, she's an awesome creative, should I say. Even just her style and everything, very creative. She loves the music, she loves the arts, and she's here with us. We're just going to go back to back with another track that Joby J actually loves, and it's called Great Is Your Love. It's from a group called the Walls Group, okay? And then we're going to come back to Joby J for us to give us a backstory and continue on with this wonderful chat that we're having. It's all things love. If you just joined us, the studio number is 876-228-6513. That's 876-228-6513. As we go into this track, when we have a little water break, we'll be forward right after. Great is your love. So keep it locked to the Elevation Show. Keep it locked to kbitplay.com.
Great is your love for me. Great is your mercy. Great is your grace.